there everybody, it's Matt, and I am still here in the Philippines, still in Pampanga, which is where I made my last video, and still staying at my friend's house here, although I'll be returning to the US here pretty shortly. But I wanted to make this video as a response to a question from one of my friends who was looking at the last video. They noticed this image of Buddha that was standing a little bit more in the background in the last video. And my friend Bapa Chowdhury, Bapa is not only my friend but also my former manager back when I was in the medical electronics field. And Bapa had noticed it there in the background and said, Matt, can you do a video and talk a little bit about that image of Buddha back there? So I thought I would do that. And I guess the best thing for me to do is to start out by talking about the friend who I'm staying with here. I'm staying with my friend Guido. That's not his real name, that's the nickname that everybody knows him by. Guido's 70 years old. He picked up that name back when there was a character on Saturday Night Live called Father Guido Zarducci, and people just called him Guido. Maybe they thought he was priest-like. I think that's unlikely. But anyway, Guido does come from a strong Catholic background, raised out in Long Island, New York. But he served our country for 22 years in the Air Force and is a disabled veteran. And then even after that time, he also did government contracting. He's lived all over Asia. But one thing you can say for sure is that anybody who has seen war as he has, he served during the Vietnam War, war changes you. I think military service changes people in many cases. And I think that through those changes, he was looking for something more than just what his Catholic background would offer him in terms of quietness of soul and so forth. And I think that is through his time here in Asia, Guido found that through Buddha and the basic tenets of Buddhism. And that is why, as you go through Guido's house, everywhere you turn, you find these statues of Buddha. It doesn't matter what type of Buddha. There are Thai Buddhas, there are Indian Buddhas, there are the famous laughing Chinese Buddhas, there are Japanese Buddhas. There are all different types. And he has collected those, and I think that surrounding himself with those keeps reminding him of a different way to think about life. So I don't pretend to be any kind of expert on Buddhism. I once had a Buddhist girlfriend and read one of the books by the Dalai Lama, the leader of Tibetan Buddhism. But again, that doesn't make me any kind of an expert. But I did find that there were things there, as my friend Guido has discovered, that do have some life wisdom in them. And there are four great truths, I think is what they're called, something to that effect, in Tibetan Buddhism that are explained by the Dalai Lama. And here's a very simplified form of those. And that is that, number one, life is not perfect. Number two, people are left unsatisfied trying to make life perfect. Number three, people can realize that there is a better way to achieve fulfillment. And number four, and that is the basic living life through wisdom, making ethical conduct or having ethical conduct, and mental discipline. And none of those, I would say, are in conflict with the idea of Christianity. I think maybe as you follow Buddhism a little bit deeper and it begins to teach the focus on the self and not a deity, then it does go awry of Christianity. But those basic truths there that you are taught in Buddhism, those four that I just lined, are not in and of themselves in conflict with Christianity as far as I know. So I think there's a lot of Christians out there, like my friend Guido, comes from a Catholic background, who find that this additional wisdom helps you get through life a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit of idea of why that big golden Buddha was in the background, why there are Buddhas all over my friend's house here. And I would put a question out there. Are there any of the people that are watching my videos that are Buddhists? Are there any of you that are Christians but have read Buddhist teachings and find some wisdom there? Whatever it is, I'd like to hear it. So please add something to the comments here. Let me hear from you. Please, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button, click the subscribe button in YouTube, and look for more videos from me. They may not be from here in the Philippines, but I will be traveling home soon. Please, I appreciate your prayers. I'm certainly praying for everyone out there, and that you are staying safe and healthy during this pandemic. And I am got to say also that I am just so impressed by the response to my videos, which I was just doing for fun. So I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.